Howdy, folks. So welcome to CS 28 Honors. Today we are beginning the class with the first lecture in Rust. So welcome to Intro to Rust. So today we will explore three topics. The first, I will introduce you to the Rust programming language. And after that, we will discuss the Cargo tool. And finally, we will look at a simple example of how to set up a Rust project. So what is Rust exactly? Rust is a multi-paradigm programming language. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm basically categorizes languages based on their language features. We have imperative versus declarative languages, object-oriented, as you may be familiar with from CS24 and CS28 versus functional. And multi-paradigm basically means this language supports multiple paradigms. So what is Rust? Rust is an imperative language, but it also supports some functional and object-oriented features, as we will look at later in the class. Rust is primarily a system programming language that combines safety and performance. What is system programming? It basically includes system programming produces software that provides services to other softwares. Examples may include operating systems, device drivers, game engines, and graphical tools. So what about Rust? Rust can be used for any application with constraints on system resources such as memory and CPU. It enforces very strict compile time rules to ensure safety without the overhead of a garbage collector. What is safety? Safety basically means that we don't run into any memory errors identified by Rust, such as buffer overflow or null pointer dereferencing. So through these strict compile time rules, Rust managed to achieve both safety, so we don't run into memory errors, and performance, since we don't need a garbage collector. So how to install Rust? Well, the instructions are basically on the slides. We will upload it later so you can look at it. Now, once you are done installing Rust, you can use these two commands at the bottom here to check the Rust version to make sure that it is actually installed. You can use Rust-C, that version, to use a built-in Rust-C 2, or you can use cargo dash capital V. Both checks the version of Rust. So what is cargo? As you may have seen from the previous slide, we use cargo to check the Rust version. So what is cargo? Cargo is Rust build system and package manager. What is a build system? A build system basically translates the source code into executables. That means basically compiling it. An example may include C++, CMake that you may be familiar with from CS28. What is a package manager? A package manager handles third-party libraries and dependencies. You may already be familiar with pip for Python or npm for JavaScript. And Cargo is also similar too. So as we see here, Cargo accepts both a build system and package manager for Rust. It's very convenient. Next, we will look at a sample Hello World project, how to create a project in Rust and how to compile and run it. First, let's create uh, a Rust project. So here we will use a Cargo tool to create a project. First, let's check we already actually have Rust installed. Nice. We have Rust version 1.75 installed. So we can create a new project. So we can use Cargo new and your project name to create a new project. Let's call it Hello World project. This command will create a new folder called Hello World project that inside will contain the project. with the same name. So we have so as you can see, we have a Hello World project here. So let's open that in VS Code and see what we have in there. Let's test it out. So here you can see here you can have a look inside the Hello World project folder that contains our project. At the topmost of the folder, we have a cargo.toml. Here you will this folder will contains all the dependencies and third-party libraries that you may add later in your project using Cargo. We also have a Git node that is created for us. And this is a meat of our project. We have a main.rs with a main function. So a main function is a special function in Rust that is executed, that is called every time you start your program. Here you can see that our main function will print hello world. So how do we actually run this function, run this app? First, we need to compile it using our build tool, which is also Cargo. You can compile it using the command cargo build. Let's run it. It's compiling, might take a little bit. And here's compile. Let's try running it. You can use cargo run to actually run the project. And here you see that we have hello world printed out. So let's try changing something different to hello CS128 honors. Let's save it. Now, one nice thing about Cargo is that you can check if the program will actually compile without needing to compile it by through using Cargo check. So here you can see that our program will compile. Yeah, so it basically starts to check the if a compile without compiling, which compile typically like takes a lot of time. So you may not want to let's recompile everything once you change this little bit any details in your code. Another nice thing is that your cargo run actually runs a compile step for you. So yeah. So cargo run will runs both the compiling and run the actual binary. So here we see hello CS128 honors printed out, which is very nice.